How's it going, guys? Sorry for starting late. My apologies. Before we start this, um, there is a message from one of the army that would like to talk to you guys. So, um, all you, sir.
All right, hey everyone. I'm Anti-Hero. I play Zach, Drake, and Shade. I do it very badly. I know. Feel free to throw some shade in the chat. Puns. Um,
Ah,
so lately, you guys have been seeing a GoFundMe link be spammed across your Twitter, spammed across your chats, and show up in probably the most unlikely places. That GoFundMe link is usually connected to me, specifically to not be homeless. So I do, just to clarify, I mean, I do have a job. I'm finally getting some more hours in there, but unfortunately, it's not enough to take care of where I live. See, I live in Massachusetts, South Docks. For those of you who don't know, New England and the East Coast are ridiculously difficult to afford any kind of housing in. The job market is awful. And while minimum wage is definitely higher than a lot of other places, it's nowhere near where it really needs to be to live out here. And that's telling you that after living off ramen and stuff like that, and being in places in some really serious shitholes before. Um, Basically, for backstory, and I'm sorry, I'm not good at shilling myself because, frankly, guys, I hate having to do this entirely. But just backstory for you, I live in a house with family that is not appreciative of my personal beliefs. They are radical evangelical Christians. And unfortunately, we're at the point now where we're rapidly becoming estranged. Um, I was informed about a month and a half ago or so that they were moving. I was not welcome to come along. My money was not good enough. That I would need to find my own place. Um, I've tried to get a couple different other jobs and whatnot, but again, like I said, the job market's just not doing that great. And because I was living mostly paycheck to begin with, I don't really have anything saved up. Now, some people have donated, and that's been fantastic, and I'm really fucking thankful for everybody who's given money so far. I'm ridiculously thankful to those who have tweeted my stuff out, who have retweeted it, who have shilled me and whatnot, and that's amazing. I'm not trying to discount what y'all are doing, but on the same token, I've got about 2 weeks or so before I am going to be, in fact, homeless for a little while. And I would prefer not to do that. I've been in some really, really rough spots before, and homelessness is not one of them I would like to go through. So any help you could give would be thoroughly appreciated. Retweets are just as good as actual donations. I mean, well, not technically just as good, obviously, but the retweets are greatly appreciated. I know a lot of you guys have been doing that already, and seriously, thank you. That's about it. Hopefully, I'll continue to be around. For those of you who have donated, I hope that the performances I put on here and in other places will be worth the money you have given me. Beyond that, let's get on with it, I guess.
All right. And on with the show. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Army of Snarkness. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great. Welcome to the show. Now, before I get too far, let me introduce my co-hosts. Sitting across from me, the man from the darkest part of your psyche, the man, the myth, not monster, Marshmallow. Zach, Drake, and Shade, how are you guys doing today?
Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
They're doing really well, apparently. And on my left, if you've ever wanted to meet Death and understood that Death rides a white horse, you'd be wrong. She actually drives a Shelby. She can play a mean guitar solo and is one of the last riders of the apocalypse. Death. Sarah, how's it going?
hello, Antoine. Already making friends with Shade, I see.
Well, I mean, he's kind of been gone all week, so I've been alone in the hideout without anything blowing up or running amok. And, I've been rather bored. So it's, I want to antagonize him to maybe get him to, start destroying things again.
Aren't you the exact same person who bitched like a fucking girl every time I blew something up?
Yes, he is. Big T, that's exactly my car. And Little J, I prefer Sister of the Apocalypse. Wrong gender to be a horseman.
The reason I was upset that you were blowing things up before is because you were blowing things up with the broadcast equipment. You know, the stuff that we're using now. That's very important. That runs the algorithm that allows us to broadcast to the nice people that are out here. So,
Apparently, Shade, you're an angry marshmallow.
well,
So, who do I have to fucking consume?
Cadunt.
Oh, she gets special dispensation.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you want to come drinking with me and the girls later? We're gonna go find a biker bar and pick a fight. You can eat whoever loses.
Isn't that everybody except for you?
And my sisters.
That's kind of what I'm referring to.
Yes, but the fighting should be fun.
Isn't it just going to be a bunch of completely idiotic humans getting their asses whooped by a bunch of little girls?
Yes.
I guess I don't could be bored afterwards.
all right. Well, I'm glad you two have plans. Well, you four have one, two. You eight, seven. You seven have plans.
Hey.
Speaking of what?
Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
does he sound jealous to you?
Just a wee bit.
Antoine, you really should fix that old jealousy problem.
Anyway, I was wondering. It's been a week since I've interacted with you four. How things been going in the new city that you've not experienced before, the new dimension?
I was expecting more of a fight from the IDL.
Well, they don't necessarily know what to deal with, how to deal with someone like you.
I was pulling my punches, thank you very much.
Pulling your punches sent someone flying through 3 buildings.
No, that wasn't me. That was War.
Either way.
He grabbed her ass. Then IDL showed up.
It was totally worth the grab.
So I'm sure he thought when they finally scraped him up off the street.
I mean, I've seen that ass. It's worth a grab or 3.
Well, Tria, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been touring the fucking world. Seeing what your particular universe has to offer. Frankly, I'm not fucking impressed.
You've been touring the world. How did you get from around the world? It's not even 80 days. How did you get... What?
Hello, there are shadows everywhere.
I am still getting used to your abilities, alright?
Don't get used to them. I'll be using them against you sooner or later.
Not going to work. We've already discussed this.
That's what you fucking think.
Which leads me to a question. Shade,
What?
What?
should I blame you or Antoine for the peeping in my shower?
I don't peep, woman. If I want something, you'll know about it.
Right. Antoine, we're going to talk after the stream.
Peeping? What peeping in what shower?
I saw you.
What you saw nothing. What did you... what?
Did you see big red glowing eyes? I mean, that's a dead giveaway.
I saw a glint, yes. I just wanted to make sure before I made the accusation.
Fucking peeper.
Oh, Will actually says it's one of his. You're off the hook. Will, you and I are going to talk later.
Will, run. Run far, run fast.
Cadunt also says it was her.
Oh no, if it was Cadunt, she would have just joined me in the shower.
She has a point. Well, it looks like we have one mundane Matt in the chat already. Oh, segue. Speaking of Mundane Matt, things have gone very bad for the social commentator who is all about free speech and free expression on YouTube. Apparently, he got caught doing something. Do you four know who Mundane Matt is?
No, he sounds tedious.
Well, he is someone who rose to fame. Well, yes, he still has 150,000 subs, but he's someone who rose to fame around Gamergate. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Oh, God.
Apparently my world is not as stupid as yours.
All right. I'm not going to get into that one. Anyway, so he apparently likes to flag people that have something negative to say about him. Now, here's my issue. He is someone who has promoted and outright decreed that anyone is able to speak about whatever they want on YouTube, and it should not be taken down in any reason, shape, or form. So, apparently, there was someone who has been making fun of him constantly, and even kind of taken his shtick and what he says and how he does his videos. Well, Mundane Matt basically said that he didn't know who that was. He had never really heard of them. Then it comes out in a live stream that not only does he know who this person is, but he's pretty much flagged every single video of his that has anything to do with Mundane Matt, along with a few other people that have had some very negative things to say about Mr. Matt. Being Andy Warski, Tonka Saw, you probably don't know who these people are either. Fairly Accomplished. So this is... I have run into something like this before. It's the reason we are using this channel instead of the one that I usually broadcast from. The rules of the internet in this world are a little hindering. So, what the fuck is a Tonka Saw? Tonka Saw is a YouTuber.
Is he anything like that Magog fellow?
Magog is something completely different than Mundane Matt. Magog is actually funny.
I rather like this Magog fellow. He's not quite as entertaining as Zach, but he can work on it.
So he, like I said, he goes on and on and on about letting whoever say whatever. Now, as I said, I've run into this. It's why I can't stream on the channel that I normally stream from. Because someone decided that they didn't like what I had said about them and flagged my video for harassment. That's kind of what Mundane Matt is doing, allegedly. I don't actually know. No, anti-hero. Don't bring Mundane Matt into this chat. That's not good. It's not necessary. I don't know what he flagged the videos with, but he did show his flag history, and these channels were flagged. That is not alleged. It is proof. There's proof of it. It's all because they were saying bad things about him. People say bad things about me all the time. This is the internet.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you heard about what War was saying.
Oh no, I heard what War was saying. I'm choosing to ignore it because even with the fact that I can pretty much take anything, it's still kind of uncomfortable when she hits me.
I just want to point out that you said live on an international broadcast that you can take anything.
Yes.
And you just confirmed that you can take anything. Now, the next question, of course, the question that the chat, I'm sure, is dying to fucking know, is how are you aware that you can take anything? Is it through extensive testing, or is that just part of your specifications from jump? Did some mad scientist come down and go, I know what we need to have. He needs to have an anus that is extendable and wide open for everything. Is that what happened?
No, what I meant by take anything, I meant damage-wise. I've had 50 caliber rifles fired at me, I've had cannons, I've had missiles. None have been able to damage me. I've even been I've even had napalm thrown at me.
You took a missile, huh? Is that a euphemism for like the biggest blackest dick?
No.
Are you certain?
When I say missile, I mean actual missile.
Are you positive?
Can I finish saying what I was going to say?
Can cyber demons even get to HIV? So you can take cannons, huh?
Anyway.
Oh, Antoine, your tail's getting all poofy.
Like 150.
I don't have a tail, and it's not getting poofy.
You are just like a cat. Your tail's getting
So,
poofy.
What you're telling me is that you can take a G6 Rhino without flinching? That's a 200mm South African cannon.
If fired at me, yes.
Oh, it'll be fired at you, all right.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes, he's using euphemisms. I'm taking it as what he's talking about.
No, he's taking it all right.
Oh my god.
Hasn't him at the fucking point from the start? That he's fucking taking it?
So, anyway, we are talking about something that is kind of important. Do you have any other input besides jokes? What do you think?
Hire me for?
What do you think about someone going against what they were preaching to 150,000 people just because their fifis got hurt?
I think it sounds like a human being. You know, hypocritical, full of shit, the usual.
So you think he's a hypocrite?
I think he's human. I think he's a human being who was given far too much power and got a head full of himself. He thought he was the hype.
So you understand. You think he's just human?
I think
he's too much power.
I think he's a human idiot like the rest of the human idiots.
So when he got caught, he suddenly changed it around to say that basically he had been suffering mentally through all of this and that he had made bad decisions. Now I understand owning up to it. But it's more along the lines of he only owned up to it because he got caught.
Yep. That's a pretty human conceit. Hell, I've even seen demons do that kind of shit. Nothing wants to be responsible for itself. That's why I never regret anything. So that way I can be responsible and not worry about it.
Angels are just as bad.
If you want me to condemn Mundane Matt, fine. He's a moron, and he's human, and he did something stupid. If you want me to demonize him, then no. Demons are much cooler than that anyway.
I'm not asking you to demonize him. I'm asking what your logistical opinion is of the situation.
I think he was stupid. I mean, what other words I need to describe someone who fails utterly to live up to their own standard?
Good point. Now, Tom, he was in a catch-22. If he refused to show and he left the stream, it would have been all but confirmation for anybody watching it that that's what he did and that's why he left. Or he could show that he basically admitted to, he's basically admitting to doing exactly what he said not to do.
Antoine, why are you feeding the trolls?
He's not a troll.
Read his latest comment.
Tom is not a troll.
Case closed.
Tom, your taste is magnificent, so that's all I'm saying.
Well, just suck his fucking dick, why don't you?
You want the fans, Shade. The fans keep this going.
Interactivity keeps it going. I can be as rude as I want.
He has a point.
That's very true.
Did you hire me polite, or did you hire me to talk shit to people?
He wasn't going for politeness because he hired me too.
I was hiring both of you to help, assuage minds into waking up from the problems that they're going to be having in the near future.
Bitch, I eat people.
I am death. I end them. Are you sure that algorithm wasn't glitching on you?
I don't glitch.
I didn't say you. I said your algorithm. Stop being so damn sensitive.
Wait, so like are glitches like Tourette's for you?
I don't glitch.
You sound really fucking defensive.
Anyway, Raz says Matt could have made it easier on himself. He's just owned up to it once he knew he was caught. It just made it so much worse because he dragged it out, which is true. He kind of was wishy-washy in doing what he was supposed to be doing. So
I think it's very important to note that everyone can fall prey to that particular trap, though.
That's very true.
So, as much as I think he was a fool, I'd like to point out that looking at him and laughing at him as hard as you fucking can only shows yourself to be that much closer to a fool. Learn from his fucking lesson. Don't use him as an example.
Oh, for God's sake, Allie.
At least she has understanding in this.
Could you suck his cyber demon dick any harder?
Really quick. Tom, whatever you be nice to Kadant, because I think I have an idea of what you guys are talking about. Be nice to her and give her the best price possible. So I think you're right in saying that we should learn from his mistake, and this is why I got flagged, because the person thought that he could say whatever he wanted about me, about Sparky, and about the people, my former co-hosts, going so far as to calling me a pedophile. When I responded, he flagged the video. So I didn't care that he said it. Okay. I did care that he said it. That's why I responded. But I didn't care that it was out there that he said it. I didn't flag his things. But his response was to flag me because he couldn't argue against the evidence that I brought against him. I don't care. The IDL love to push this idea of punching down. You're not allowed to punch down. Do you understand this concept?
Is that like the nail that sticks up gets hammered flat?
In a way. Basically, it's... Okay, so Antihero, he's in the chat, right? Antihero has 47 subscribers now. How many subscribers does Anti have? I don't know. Me punching down would be taking one of Anti's videos and completely tearing it apart and using my influence with my numbers to go after him. That would be considered punching down, beating on the little guy. Now, I like Anti. I think he's a great guy. I would never do that. Seriously. I may take a stab at some of his videos jokingly, but that's about it. I do not believe in punching down. I don't believe in punching up. I don't believe in punching sideways. I believe that anybody on this platform or any platform with media involved should be allowed to say, there is a caveat to this, to say whatever they want to say in the manner of it being free speech, freedom of expression. Now, of course, that goes against with the First Amendment. There are caveats to the First Amendment. You can't incite violence. You can't scream fire in a crowded theater. You can't cause bodily harm, etc., etc. That's the part. That I believe in. But everything else is just words. Now, if they are directed at you by someone who knows you, yes, it's going to hurt. part. Talking to Auntie personally, he has told me once, twice, many, many, many times, they are just words. I need to move on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what happened to Mundane Matt as an example and continue doing what I'm doing. But that's just my take on it.
You're gonna keep taking it?
Taking what?
Cannons, missiles, rockets.
This is going to be the running theme for tonight, isn't it?
Apparently.
Depends on how long I'm around.
So, see, Sparky says Anti-Hero Broadcast has 57 subscribers. So he's growing. Anybody in the chat who is not subscribed to Anti-Hero Broadcast, go subscribe to him. It makes him make content. I actually got to be on his very first live stream. It was fun. So I'm hoping he does it again. Did you two happen to do anything? You four happen to do anything interesting or run across anything interesting that you might want to entertain the chat with?
I'm looking at getting a new car.
You have a Shelby. Why do you need a new car?
Why do I have to only have one?
Because 2 is impractical?
I don't understand. Why do I only need to have one car?
Because you're only going to use one car.
That doesn't mean I can't use another one at a different time.
Yes, but then... Anyway. Yes, Tom, there are prizes. There's candy. You have to, if you are Anti-Hero Broadcast's 1000th subscriber, you get free candy.
What kind of candy?
Whatever candy he wants.
Who the fuck is handing out free candy?
Whoever subscribes to Anti-Hero Broadcast's YouTube channel.
They're gonna give themselves free candy?
No, if they become the 1000th subscriber, I will send them candy.
I wouldn't trust that at all if I were you, chat. I wouldn't trust that at all. That's a fucking blatant lie if I ever heard one.
Why is it a lie?
If they could see your face right now, they would know it's a lie.
My face looks nothing different than what it always looks like.
Which is always a lie.
You don't exactly have the most trustworthy face, no.
And
You have soul-destroying eyes and giant fangs, always in a perpetual grin. Do you really think for a brief fucking moment anyone would trust you with anything?
You two do.
No, we don't.
You're here.
We have a healthy respect for what's going on. That's about it.
And we're bored. We need something to do.
No, I do not promise pirate ships to people. Zach and I have a deal going. And
bullshit. Did you not hear what happened?
I promised him a pirate hat.
Dragonath made him a space pirate ship.
That reminds me, when are we going on our first adventure?
I don't know, whenever the fuck he decides to take off. He's still looking for people to help drive the ship.
I really can't help with that. He could always talk to Plague. She used to be a pilot.
I'm not sure he wants something called Plague on the pirate ship.
She can control it.
Yeah, that's what they all fucking say, and then PMS starts.
Ooh, I'm gonna back away from that conversation really quickly.
As if we would lose that kind of control. Besides, it's not something we have to deal with.
There is a reason every 28 days some shit breaks out somewhere.
Because humans are filthy, disgusting creatures.
Because the horsemen of the apocalypse are the horse bitches of the apocalypse. That's why.
Oh, I like that.
And every 28 fucking days, one of them, at the very least, if not all of them, because women cycle together, every 28 days, it's fucking Shark Week for the horse bitches.
No.
There's don't fucking blood everywhere, and the only thing they can think of is, how can I share my misery?
No. being the Sisters of the Apocalypse, we don't have to deal with that anymore. It's probably the
Yeah,
best
but
part of this job.
But being the horse bitches of the apocalypse means that you indulge in it anyway.
No, we don't.
Prove it.
How do you want me to prove it? Do you want me to
Well-
let you know when the calendar hits the right date?
I can think of a couple different ways. It would involve a long-term study.
He is a vampire.
It would involve a long-term study in which daily physical examinations for at least 2 months.
I see.
I promise to be worth your time.
Let him give Famine a physical.
Famine's
Talking about
wife would kill him.
giving a physical to someone who can never be fully satisfied. This sounds like a fun challenge.
Well, there you go. I'll pass it on. Let her know.
I will set you up with a little exam room in the hideout. Where you can do whatever you want. In there.
It's not the same one you practice taking it in, is it?
Anyway, Sarah, did you have something you wanted to talk about? I think I heard you ranting about bananas or something the other day.
No,
No, that wasn't you.
no. I absolutely did not throw away the banana in the kitchen this morning.
You know, I was going to eat that.
And?
Why did you throw it away?
Because I ate a couple bites out of it and I didn't like it.
It's a banana.
Yes, it's disgusting.
They're
It's
gross.
It's not disgusting.
Thank you, Zach.
They're yellow, and they're shaped like penises, and they taste awful, and their texture is all mushy-gushy.
Exactly. I mean,
I
in
don't
a
approve.
banana, you can't even put it in a banana split and make it better. I mean, you put 3 scoops of ice cream on it, all the toppings you want. It's still a disgusting banana. You're just
And it
gonna
looks like a
hide
dick.
it. I
And
know,
it looks like a dick.
and it's not even a good imitation of a dick.
I mean, I don't really think there are any good imitations of a penis, but, you know, as far as phallic imagery goes, that's right up there.
Eh, It's disgusting. I wanted to see if the local bananas were better than the ones back home.
Nope.
And no, they really aren't. They're gross.
When I was human, I had to live in a place for a while where sugar was very scarce. And one time I was like, oh, look, chocolate chip cookies. And so I went to go have one. And it turned out that they were, in fact, chocolate chip cookies, but because there was no sugar, they were sweetened with banana.
Oh, that's awful.
This ruined everything.
Yeah, but then it's just a chocolate-covered banana.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A chocolate-covered banana is delicious.
Are we back on your biggest, blackest dick fetish again?
No, this has nothing to do...
Why would you ruin chocolate with a banana?
Because it tastes good.
It does not. You have really good chocolate, and then you have that flat tasting, disgusting, mushy thing. They're not even funny. People think they're funny.
See, what do you mean? What do you mean? People think they're funny? It's when they slip on a banana peel that they think it's funny.
It's not funny. It's ridiculous. And
You
not-
haven't.
No.
You haven't met anybody that has died because they slipped on a banana.
Actually, it is kind of funny. I've imagined Antoine slipping and dying on a banana peel before. It's pretty amusing.
And it's not like I can shove it down his throat and suffocate him with it.
But you could still shove it down his throat and he'd appreciate it. Because it's phallic imagery.
Probably. Cucumber would be better.
Oh, now we're just getting deliberate.
Yes. And?
There'll be no bananas allowed on my pirate ship.
Good. I like your pirate ship more and more.
I may be Captain Death Monkey, but we don't allow bananas.
Captain Death Monkey.
Clearly.
Captain Death Monkey. Monkeys eat bananas.
No, it's a death monkey. Doesn't eat bananas, eats flesh.
Has big teeth, goes icky icky.
No icky icky.
Oh, okay.
We don't. Captain Death Monkey speaks perfect English, thank you.
It was a Monty Python reference.
He's an urbane pirate.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Have you chosen your sword yet?
My sword?
Hmm?
No. I was just gonna go with a basic, Some sort of probably vibro cutlass or something.
Classic. Very good choice.
Yep. Possibly with a monomolecular edge, just to be on the safe side.
See, I'm with Kadant on this, going back to the bananas. I'll stay on the beach with her and her supply of bananas as well.
I'm sure the two of you will find interesting uses for those bananas.
I feel like I should be against this wholeheartedly.
Yes, but she's got bananas.
Yes, but I don't think she wants to share them with you.
Well, you don't like bananas. I do.
Yeah, which is why she can have them all.
No, I'll just, hang out with her on the beach while she's in her bikini.
I've never felt
Helping
rage
her.
before until now.
Helping her, eat
Absolute
her banana.
rage. Utter, total rage. I'm pretty sure your hideout's not so far underground that I couldn't hit it with kinetic weapons from space.
Don't do that.
Dragonath, I'm gonna need more specs on the weapons layout. Hurry up on that. Hold up. My arc rival Temmabeard is in the chat.
Temmabeard.
It's the pirate queen Temmabeard. She
We will
is.
find the One Piece first, and I will be the queen of the space pirates.
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about with the One Piece, but she's not gonna get any farther than the next town.
See, and Tom is going to join us on the beach with Kadant eating the bananas.
I mean, kicking on the beach is fine. I mean, that's where we're gonna launch the space pirate ship from.
Okay.
At least he's smart about the whole banana thing.
Fuck bananas.
No, I think that's Antoine's plan tonight.
Oh, she went there.
She did. All right.
What are you going
Fine.
to do?
Tell me about this. If I hit the button, that'll make you go away.
Fine. The girls and I will just go and have fun in the hangout.
No. The last time that happened, what was it, Wednesday?
What?
No, I don't understand how I don't understand how you got the entire left side of the hideout on fire, especially since there are things in that part of the hideout that is not flammable, but you burned part of Captain Death Monkey's ship.
We fixed it.
Better than before, too.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, when Death builds weapons of war, they come out really well.
It is death.
And war helped.
Yep. I mean, it came out pretty nicely. I did not realize I could drop kinetic weapons so very efficiently. Between the two of them, they literally upped my ability to dispense death from space by a full factor of 76%.
Well, we're hoping that you'll take us on as part of your crew from time to time so we can go and spread some chaos in the stars.
Of course.
Oh, thank you, Sark.
So, are you prepared for another ship? I mean, you're going up against Temma, right?
Captain
are you prepared? Are you prepared for another pirate ship attack?
I don't think she understands what space naval warfare really entails. Whereas I have studied extensively.
Have you?
Yep.
What have you been studying?
Mostly David Weber books. Honor Harrington Saga, among others. Also, a lot of space warfare treatises done by the Space Force.
Okay.
They're untested, but their theories seem sound.
Razra says, "Who the fuck is giving Caboose orbital kinetic weapons?" That would be me and my sisters.
And Dragonath.
And Dragonath provided the ship. It's a very nice ship, from what I've seen.
I think you're frightening your competition away.
I mean, if she's smart, she'll join with me instead of being against me.
Kadant says she's going to be on Temma's ship with bananas, coconuts, and a bikini.
Ugh, coconuts are disgusting.
What is wrong with coconuts?
Other than the fact that it's grainy and flat sweet, and even the coconut milk is bleh.
I just realized something. Sarah's anti-gay.
What?
She hates fruits.
No, just those two. For most fruits, I like them.
Okay, so she just dislikes certain kinds of fruits. The really flashy ones and the really hairy ones.
Apparently, yes.
So you dislike bears and you dislike people with large penises who are gay.
Well, I'm
That's
not going
really
to be able to. I'm not
That's
going to be
really
able to.
discriminatory.
Well, I'm not going to be able to enjoy the ones with the large penises. So why do I have to like them?
That's really discriminatory. Like, I kind of
Like,
feel like you're putting oppression on people.
Human
It's
discriminatory?
it's not as oppressive as the humanarchy, but it's close.
Well, I'm not saying they can't live their lives. I'm just saying that I have a personal opinion.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to have one of those. You're supposed to only allow other people to have their personal opinions, especially if you are the oppressor. I thought we covered this last week.
But I'm not the oppressor. I'm
But
a
you
human.
clearly are.
I am your ally, remember?
Are you sure about that? Because right now you sound very oppressive.
Well, I'm oppressive means I'm stopping someone else from doing something. I'm not stopping anybody from doing anything.
Because you're hating on people who are furry coconuts.
Well, I don't like coconuts.
I mean, occasionally people can, do things like, identify as a furry coconut if they want to.
Well,
I
if that
mean,
makes them happy, they're allowed to. That doesn't mean I have to like them. I don't like most people.
oh my
Coconuts are
God,
not.
I would like
Tom
to
Leach
point-
is right.
Yes,
Tom
death-
Leach says death oppresses us all.
Yes.
I don't oppress you. I release.
She is part of the humanarchy, Zach.
I am not part of.
I know for a fact. Remember, I'm an ally of the humanarchy. You said so yourself. I have seen her at our meetings.
But that means you can't be trusted either. And the first thing the humanarchy does is lie.
Well, Tom's not lying.
Yes, but you lie all the time. Look at your face. Didn't we discuss this already?
I am against the humanarchy, Zach. I stand on your side. Antoine
So-
is more than clearly an ally of the humanarchists.
I would like to point out that Captain Temmabeard, my sworn arch nemesis, is also a member of the humanarchy.
Shame on her.
She goes from star to star with her star horde and her star whores. And she oppresses all kinds of people, including people like me, differently alive peoples. It's incredibly rude, and she should be suffering for this. Look at her, she enjoys coconut too.
Moxley says humans rule.
Moxley doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about then.
So why are humans so bad? I mean, what evidence do you have, Zach, that the humanarchy even exists?
There are 7 billion of you.
And
That is a huge fucking number.
that's the entire population of this dimension, yes.
There are 7.2 billion roughly in this dimension.
Yes.
Right. Of that percentage, very, very, very ridiculously small amounts are differently alive.
You mean the one person that is differently alive?
No, there's lots of them running around. You just haven't seen them yet.
There are no vampires in this universe.
I've been busy.
Oh.
How am I supposed to be an
Oh.
oppressed minority if I don't have people to help me be oppressed?
That
Well.
reminds me. I did have a visit from the Grim Reaper about that, Zach.
He can fuck off.
He would like you to scale it back a little.
No. There are 7 billion of you.
He's just
Wait a second. Wait. The other clans don't exist in this dimension.
You're right. Just
You're
one.
filling this dimension with nothing but Molcavians.
Of course. Have you not noticed the uptake and increase and craziness in your world?
Oh my god.
And I've been giving them only one instruction. Just like God did way back in the beginning. Go forth and multiply.
Yes, and the Grim Reaper would really appreciate it if they stopped for a little while so he could get caught up on things.
And he could suck my dick. The nice thing about being undead, differently alive, is that the Grim Reaper has no real say in the matter. He can fuck right off.
All right, I just passed on the
So
message.
I'm interested in this humanarchist stuff. What do you have that aside from numbers, what do you have that says that they're trying to oppress you.
All right. So let me ask you this: what are coffins made for?
Death.
Precisely. Why can't I get a coffin and not be looked at strangely?
You
This
can
is-
get a coffin. You have one. You have many.
Do you know how often I get looked at weirdly when I go coffin shopping?
That's because you do it with a smile on your face and
It
you lay
doesn't
down in it.
matter.
You
It
let-
doesn't matter.
The
This is
last one.
oppression.
The last
So
one
you're-
you went into, Zach, you asked if you could get surround sound.
So you're telling me that just because I have certain specifications for my coffins that I deserve to be oppressed? This is why you're a fucking human anarchist ally. Clearly, you don't even understand our pain. You just think you know it because you're so special and connected to the internet 24/7. Except you don't even know how to Google anything on the internet, even though you are the internet. It's ridiculous. This is the sort of pain we have to go through every day. Our lifestyle has special requirements that set us apart from the rest of humanity, and we should be recognized for how nice we are.
You
And I'm
are
very upset.
eating and killing humans.
We are not eating anyone. We are simply draining away some of their non-essential fluids.
And turning them into you, which is, making them part of the...
We
the
are
mon-
liberating from the oppressive clutches of the human anarchist doctrine.
Antoine, if you're worried about the Malkavians taking over this world, why don't you just go back and get a couple of the other clans and set them loose?
It's actually not a bad idea.
Yes, I know. And it should be very entertaining to watch.
Yes, but then they have this stupid masquerade thing, and
Oh no, we're getting rid of that here.
Atema says she is the superior space pirate. She is no snowflake.
Yeah, sure. Except that her pirate ship, by the way, for those who don't know, has gender-inclusive bathrooms.
what's wrong with that?
Snowflake-ish. She had them before it was cool. That's how woke she is. You know what they say about getting woke?
What do they say about getting woke?
It depends on whether or not you're a human anarchist.
That's logical.
Yep.
How is that logical?
Well, that's because the demontation is working for her.
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
It's probably the wisest choice at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about tonight?
I don't know. Zach, you sent me these weird... Why did you send me these?
Because I was told that I had to find articles to read to people.
So read one.
Oh, that's fine. I can do this. So is everyone ready for a story?
Oh, God.
It's a good story.
Oh, God.
The story is titled Preparing for Pirates on the Sea Princess.
Would you like to show the chat what
Yes.
you're reading?
You should show them.
Oh, I'm supposed to... Okay.
We agreed on this. You will be the facilitator and I will just read. Because my mechanical contrivances do not appreciate sharing of the screens.
That's very rude.
They get upset.
I'm
I
sure-
told Sparky to fix it, and he was like, I can't. Apparently, there's some cyber cockbiter who is in charge of your screen sharing. He was referring to you, Antoine.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure
He
he
called
was.
you a cyber cockbite. Why would you bite
Alright.
that? It just sounds painful.
There we go.
All right. So, preparing for Pirates on the Sea Princess. Passengers on a cruise to Europe were having the time of their lives when the captain told them to prepare for the worst. When 1,900 passengers set sail from Sydney on a world cruise, they had no idea for 10 out of their 104 days at sea, there would be a dusk till dawn ban on any fun on deck. No deck parties, no movies under the stars, no late night indoor bar hopping or pool dipping, no lights, no party atmosphere, no lapping up tropical breezes on their balconies. All around the ship, as the sun set, all curtains were drawn and all shutters closed. Bright lights, which normally signal the presence of the sea prince of the ocean, were dimmed or turned off altogether. She was a ghost ship. Cue appropriate woo-woo noises from Sarah.
Woo!
I was more like ghostly woo-woo noises. I figured as death you could supply those, but you failed. No, it's over now. That's the moment gone.
I'm sorry.
What on earth was going on? Nervous speculation spread faster than a norovirus among passengers. One quipped, "Are we getting an invasion of vampires? Maybe they're filming the next episode of From Dusk Till Dawn." Those motherfuckers. This is what I'm talking about. This is the human arcus bullshit we all expect. Look at this. No oppression when you look at it in the face. This is awful.
They were asking about filming a show about vampires.
Then the mood darkened, like Antoine and his fetishes, and terrorist rumors began. How they uncovered a plot to blow up the ship.
Anything about my fetishes?
It involves the biggest, blackest dick we've covered this. The answer was not quite so sinister, but it was serious. Captain Gennaro Arma addressed the ship. He apologized for alarming passengers. However, the threat, he said, was real, and the ship must be prepared for a pirate attack.
Dun dun dun.
We were on the first leg of a world cruise to Dubai. We stopped at Melbourne and Fremantle for heading to Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, and then Dubai. For 10 days, we traveled through an area where the risk of piracy is high. The Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Aden, and the Suez Canal. Now I knew they'd been playing a documentary on our cabin TVs about piracy in the high seas. They were getting us ready for what was to come, gently reminding us that piracy is still a problem. In fact, it's a growing problem. It doesn't hit the headlines nearly as much as it used to lately. Suddenly, all the snippets of information...
It's the peg legs that tend to throw people.
You would know all about peg legs, wouldn't you?
What is that supposed to fucking mean?
They're big pieces of wood. And we know how much you like big pieces. And we know how much you like wood.
Give up, Antoine.
The gay jokes are flying thick and fast tonight, just like Antoine's Saturday evening. The worst area known for piracy is off the coast of Somalia, what they call a failed state. I'm going to let that joke go by. One of the poorest and the most violent countries in the world with no government or infrastructure. Pirates operate from small skiffs. They're armed with guns and ladders to board ships. Their boats are small but fast and hide behind bigger ships. This would be true for all of your maritime naval pirates. It is not true for space pirates. I don't hide behind a bigger ship. I am the bigger ship. If captured, cargo and crew are taken back to Somalia waters and often held for ransom. Torture of crew is common. Generally, ships are kept for 4 to 6 months, but one ship is kept for 12 months. This was really serious, and now the nighttime ban on outdoor entertainment did not seem like such a hardship. It's a hardship on ship.
Oh my goodness.
Bump.
The captain announced that as well as a Dusk Till Dawn blockout, as part of the preparations, we would have a compulsory pirate drill. No, we were not just up yet for another cruise ship theme night, which is depressing. This was the real thing. We had to know what to do in case pirates attack. We had to be prepared for evasive action. Passengers nervous equipped, they knew what to do. They'd seen the movie Captain Phillips. You know, the one where the guy goes, "I'm the captain now," which is true. I am the captain now.
I never saw that movie.
But despite a happy ending for the captain in the movie, the whole process did not pan out so well for everyone aboard the ship. It was made very clear to the Sea Princess very quickly. This pirate threat was not something to be joked about. No fun aboard the pirate vessels. Any remaining smirks?
Are you going to? Zach, I have a question.
Are you going to interrupt me again?
Yes. Are you going to? Are you going to?
Are you talking over me?
Are you going to have
fun? You humanist piece of shit! How dare you talk over an oppressed minority?
Are you going to ban fun on your ship?
Only for you.
I'm not going to be on your ship.
That's what you think.
That's what I know.
No, see, we have to have slave cargo somewhere.
I am not your slave.
Not mine. I have a buyer already. Moving on.
I'm not anyone's slave.
Not yet. I haven't put you into forced slavery yet. You have to pay reparations, humanist. This is how this works.
God.
Anyway, any remaining smirks disappeared as the pirate drill alarm sounded and the crews started to move to designated muster stations. Passengers sent back to their cabins so they could be counted. For the purpose of the drill, they would only remain there and be crossed off a list for the stateroom attendants. They were advised to sit on the floor and hanging onto handrails in case the ship did move away from pirate ships. In the case of a real threat, those passengers in outside cabins were told to close and lock their balcony doors, then lock their entrance door to the cabin and take shelter in the corridors.
I think I'm going to join Tema on her ship. She says humans will let you have fun.
Yeah, except she's hashtagging that, which means she's just looking for clickbait.
Don't you do the same thing?
Yes, but see, mine is to help destroy the humanarchy. So therefore it's okay.
That's a double standard there, Zach.
Yes, but as I'm not the oppressor, but the oppressed, it's totally fine. Have you not studied? This is how this works. Does your head hurt?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He's banging it against the table.
I am not banging it against the table.
You know what that means, right?
It doesn't work.
It means the dementation is working.
No, it's not.
Continuing onwards, as a guest speaker on board the ship, I was given the title of supernumerary. It meant I was a pseudo crew member. If it came to the drill, I was there to help. It was exciting in a terrifying way. I had to go to my muster station and be ready for action. Maybe the pirates needed a lecture on how to write a story about their antics. I am being flippant, but the threat and the action to be taken was real. The captain said we could outrun any pirate ship just in case. Officers were on watch 24/7, and fire hoses were at the ready on deck 7. This is where we normally took our daily stroll, and it's the obvious place for pirates to board the ship. If the high-pressure spray didn't stop wannabe intruders, the detergent solution should. No entry here for those slippery little suckers. Hey, sucker is a derogatory term towards differently alive people.
I would actually call you leeches, but that's something.
That's also derogatory, you son of a bitch. If all else failed, there was a sonic boom. We were told it could knock pirates off their feet, or ladders that got too close. The drill went off with only a few hitches. The crew did everything right, but the captain was not happy that 3 captains decided not to take part in the drill, so he shamed them over the radio. Shame. Shame. Rumor had that passengers not want to abandon the game of bridge. The lack of headlines around the world was enough to show that on this occasion, pirates kept at bay. It was all smooth sailing, so to speak, on the Sea Princess. But it definitely changed the mood on the ship. For the 10-day blackout, there is a weird kind of excitement. Once aware of and alerted the prospect of pirates, we watched vessels more carefully. A fishing boat was not looked the same way. It was no longer an interesting speck on the horizon. We wondered what they were doing so far out at sea, and whether there was something hiding behind it. The newfound interest in passengers drove the captain nuts. Many calls were made to the bridge to report suspicious boats. He had to ask passengers to stop calling and trusting the officers who were on watch. Surprisingly, there were very few complaints about our dusk till dawn limits. Passengers took it all in stride, taken during daylight hours, anywhere but deck 7. That's the story. It's about pirates.
Actually, it's about preventing pirates.
The same fucking thing.
It's not the same thing.
It totally is. If the story's about prevention of pirate attacks, then it's still about pirates, don't you think?
That is accurate, yes.
I know
Pirates
it's accurate.
were discussed.
Yep, I was there.
I know, I was pointing it out to Antoine, who apparently was not listening to the article.
He doesn't listen to jack shit.
This is true. Are you sure you made the right choice in us, Antoine?
Yes. Because the algorithm said so. Look, I'm still going to join Tema and her crew. They have boobs. I enjoy those. Boobs and bikinis. Sipping drinks.
I'm gonna be right back. Nobody touch anything while I'm gone.
I don't know if he means he's going away or if one of the other 2 are going to join us.
I'm rather curious to find out. I think he's going away.
Okay. While he was dribbling on, did you happen to find anything you find interesting?
Yes.
What?
Sunken warship worth billions in gold is likely part of a cryptocurrency scam.
Of course.
Doesn't that sound interesting?
Sure.
What? Are you sad because we didn't let you find articles?
I decided I wanted to try and talk about something interesting that happened this week, and you 2 just decided to stay quiet. That's fine.
You're talking about it to two people who don't have any idea what the importance of it is.
It's the importance of the fact that someone who was promoting free speech, who became popular because of the fact that someone flagged a video of his, then continued to do it to other people.
Hypocrisy sounds about normal for you mortals.
I am not mortal.
Forgive me. You're right. The mortals. Is that better? Are your fifis less hurt? You make this easy. You realize that, don't you?
You should be careful, Sarah. He might decide to flag you.
Oh dear. Wait, flag or flash?
Either one would be bad.
Well, I don't have anything to flag.
That you know of.
Anyway.
What would be flagged?
Maybe he made a channel for you and just don't know about it.
That would be rude.
He's not a nice person. Have you not noticed this?
True. Usually he has better manners, though.
So, what happens next?
Well, yeah, Sarah wants to talk about the death of 100,000 people in a boat and how it's a cryptocurrency scam.
We're going to talk about Titanic?
No.
That was a shit movie.
It was. Billy Zane was the best part of that entire movie.
Look, if I want to watch several thousand people freeze at the Atlantic Ocean, I'll go sink something.
Please don't. At least not this week. I have plans.
I thought those were your plans.
No.
So are you going to bring up this weird article of what?
Yes, I'm going to bring it up. You didn't ask. Just a moment. There you go.
Oh, I have to share this one too?
Well, you don't have to, but I'm going to start reading it. In July, reports of a Russian warship that was discovered by a South Korean company and rumored to contain $132 billion worth of gold briefly made headlines and nudged stock investments. As it turns out, however, it was very likely a cryptocurrency scam, according to recent news reports. The Dmitry Donskoy ship sank during the 1904 to 1905 Russo-Japanese War off of a Korean island. Over the years, rumors emerged that the ship contained lost treasure. Last month, the South Korean company called the Shinil Group took photographs of an underwater stern and various parts of a shipwreck and posted a video online with declarations that the group had discovered the Dmitry Donskoy ship. Better yet, company representatives said, they had seen a treasure box on board, according to Gizmodo. The company further announced plans to apply for salvage rights from the South Korean Ministry of Oceans and Fishery. Officials and other experts were leery of the company's claims from the start, and it turns out rightly so. At a July 26 news conference, the president of the company, Choi Yong-seok, said there is no way to tell if there is actually gold on board, and the company had made such claims based on media reports and speculations, according to Gizmodo. To make matters weirder, he said he had become the company's president just a few hours before the conference, and that most of his leadership team had resigned. That's never a good sign. Last week, the Yonhap news agency reported that police had interviewed Choi and the previous president of the company, Ru Seng-mi. The police suspect the company's Singapore-based affiliate attempted to sell investors cryptocurrency based on the proposed value of the shipwreck. The company allegedly told investors that 200 units of cryptocurrency could turn into 10,000 by the end of September, according to the Yonhap news agency. So the shareholders of the Chenille Group, who were to receive portions of the money from the treasure, were actually people who were buying its cryptocurrency. The police suspect this alleged fraud was led by Ru and his brother Ru Seong-jin, who left South Korea in 2014 amid an unrelated allegation of fraud and is thought to be in Vietnam. Authorities requested he be put on the international wanted list, and since then, the company has taken down its YouTube video of the wreckage and its website is down. Sounds awfully guilty to me.
So what I'm getting is that we just had a story about pirates, and now you gave us another story about pirates.
Yes, that does seem to work out, doesn't it? We should find more stories about pirates, Zach.
No, we do not need more stories about pirates. We can talk about stuff in the water, though. I happen to know that I went out this last weekend and I saw 2 movies.
Mm.
I saw one that was complete and utter shit and that no one should ever go see ever. And then I saw one that was just a complete and utter popcorn movie that was extremely fun. So, both of them were horror movies, and I use that term loosely. One of them was Slender Man. Do you two know who Slender Man is?
I've never met him, but I've heard things.
I met him one time. He's not very good at conversation.
Well, he doesn't have a face or a mouth.
Doesn't mean he can't speak.
Surprisingly, it doesn't get in the way of him being a bad conversationalist.
All right.
He's very focused on writing, but he's not good at it.
I've heard that the one from my universe is rather reclusive. What?
You do know this is a fictional character in this universe, right?
That doesn't change our knowledge of our homes.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying. Anyway, Slender Man was absolute garbage. Basically, they decided to put it was more akin to like Scooby-Doo mysteries where the Scooby Gang gets killed off. It doesn't explain who Slender Man is. It doesn't have any likable characters whatsoever. But the special effects are garbage. Apparently, no one in that entire movie knows what the fuck a light is. And
that is something that I've always questioned about horror movies. Why do they never turn the lights on?
I wish I knew.
Do you want the technical reason, or do you want the story reason?
Both. Give us both.
The technical reason, obviously, is that you do less special effects work in the dark. As well as the fact that supposedly things are more frightening in the dark. Now, I'd be much more worried about a monster I see in full daylight, personally. But between the scares and the special effects, those are your technical reasons. The other reason is that supposedly, when people are in the dark and they're afraid and they're not thinking clearly, that's exactly it. They're not thinking clearly. Why reach for a light switch when you're terrified of what's in the room?
Because I'd rather see it.
That's you.
Great.
It's not everybody. And that's actually not most humanity either. Most people, when confronted by fear, don't think well.
Is that why you get so many people running from you?
Mostly.
Well, the other movie that was actually fun was The Meg. Talking about the Jason Statham movie. There were actually... I applaud this movie for being what it is. It did not try and rip off Jaws. It did not try and rip off any other shark movie. It did its own thing. And believe it or not, there were actual butt-clencher moments in that movie that you kind of... If you were in the water watching this movie, which is apparently a thing in this universe, they sit in inner tubes and watch Jaws at night. It would probably make you... What?
Why on earth would you do that?
It's the thrill.
Oh, there are better ways to get a thrill.
Well, yes. Stepping in front of a car and then diving out of the way is another good one. But it's basically... there were these moments that you really kind of were like, nope, that's never going to be me. That's... I don't want anything to do with that. It was highly entertaining. I do suggest anyone in the chat who wants to see a good, fun movie, go see The Meg. It's actually worth it. Don't see Slender Man. Don't waste your money. It's absolute garbage. So, That's pretty much what all I've done this week. I've been planning a heist that I've been trying to get you guys involved in, but you've been gone.
You know, you did give us phones. You can call us.
I have.
I haven't gotten a single call.
That's because... Look, you see this button right here? This is why you haven't heard anything, because you have every noise muted on silent, not even vibration function. Do you see this number where it says 12 missed calls?
Oh, that's you? I thought it was a telemarketer.
I've been trying to get hold of you guys. You have been ducking me!
No, of course not. Zach, have you been ducking him?
Well,
Trey?
Zach's not here right now, but ducking would imply that I actually paid attention to the phone when it rang.
True. Apologies, Drake. I wasn't sure who was up and about right now.
Raz has a good idea. He wants to go to one of the inner tube Jaws screenings and chum the waters. The problem is that they usually host them in a lake, and there are no sharks in the lake.
That could be arranged.
Oh, I'm sure it could be. But if it's a freshwater lake with a saltwater shark,
That depends on who's helping provide the sharks. I've always wanted to make a shark immortal.
Don't do that.
Why?
That's terrifying. We are trying to change their minds, not scare them into hiding in their houses.
You make it so much fun to wind you up. You know that? Oh, his tail's getting all poofy again, Drake.
I don't have a tail and it's not getting poofy.
It's getting poofy. If you were a cat, your tail would be poofy.
Drake, Zach sent me 2 other things. Would you like to read one of them?
I can read a little bit of one. It's a fairly long article, and I don't feel like reading all the nonsense.
Is it the one with the... Which one is it? The second one or the third one?
The white supremacy.
Oh, that one. Excuse me, please. Oh, look! Poof Twan and Cat Twan. Yes, accurate. Very nice, Razriel and Cadant.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't been asked to purr in a very long time, so we're going to disregard that.
That's because no one gives a fuck.
That's not true. I got paid to purr. All right, there you go.
I mean, I suppose. All right. All those Bigfoot erotica jokes are helping normalize white supremacy. House candidate Denver Riggleman should be taken to task, but not for enjoying cryptid porn. The internet has long been a place where we're free to indulge our seediest desires. A playground where letting your freak flag fly isn't just acceptable, but practically expected. But as that space has become more and more integral part of our daily lives, it's also become increasingly common for some of those private explorations and enjoyments to wind up in the public eye. There was that one time Newsweek reporter Kurt Eichenwald tweeted out a photo that revealed he'd been browsing tentacle porn, for example. Or the time Talking Points Memo's Josh Marshall accidentally shared a link from Pornhub. Or the time Ted Cruz's Twitter account liked a tweet containing incest porn. Before we go any further, I'd like to point out that accidentally sharing a link from Pornhub? Like, come on, man. Where was your mouse the whole time? Like, seriously?
Well, his mouse was in one hand and his other mouse was in the other.
Clearly. And now, in the most direct instance of explicit
Squatch
content...
Twan? What the fuck do you mean by Squatch Twan? God damn it, don't.
And now, in the most direct instance of explicit content taking over our political conversation, Virginia Democrat Leslie Cockburn, let that name sink in for a minute, Leslie Cockburn, a candidate for the House of Representatives, has brought her opponent's interest in Bigfoot erotica into her campaign rhetoric. On Sunday evening, Cockburn tweeted out a screen cap of one of Denver Riggleman's Instagram posts, noting that his erotic interests were not what we needed on Capitol Hill. I want to let everyone just stare at that image for a minute.
Oh, God.
Let it burn itself into your retina. Note the rays of light streaming down from Bigfoot's head in the image. Note the powerful body stance, the open arms, the nearly Christ-like posing. Take it all in, folks. Take it all in. Just like Antoine, take all of it in. Anyway, predictably, Cockburn's tweet quickly went viral, inspiring Bigfoot to trend on Twitter and the online commentary app to offer up opinions, and more often jokes, about what we should be all taking from this story. You know, some agree with Cockburn, taking it upon themselves to ridicule Riggleman for his interest in XXX cryptid content. Others argue that Cockburn's tweet amounted to kink-shaming, an unsavory practice of mocking someone for their unusual erotic interests. Still others push back against the kink-shaming charge, arguing that even if it were the case, it was wholly acceptable to mock Riggleman, who campaigned alongside white supremacists for his outre taste in pornography. But the problem with all these arguments, the problem with Bigfoot Gate period, is that Riggleman's sexual proclivities have nothing to do with his ability to effectively serve as a member of the House of Representatives. And the more we focus on the conversation on the salacious details of what a candidate indulges in privately, the more we shift the discussion away from issues that actually impact constituents' lives. Like, for instance, Riggleman's willingness hit the campaign trail with avowed white nationalists. It's not particularly shocking that Riggleman's sexual interest in cryptids has generated so much interest. We live in a puritanical society where open discussions of sexuality are generally frowned upon, an attitude that promotes ignorance by the diversity and complexity of human sexual experience. Though our sensibilities have relaxed in recent years, we're still collectively operating on the assumption that normal people have normal sex, and that interest in activities outside of what's considered broadly acceptable is an indication of a hidden, deviant character trait. Many of us still assume that exploring rape or incest porn indicates a desire to exchange those activities in IRL, that enjoyment of eroticized cartoon characters reveals an unresolved childhood issue, and that being into Bigfoot's boner means that, well, you're a bestial freak who deserves to be mocked. The story goes on to point out that you really shouldn't make fun of anyone's kinks ever, because everyone's totally okay to have their kinks no matter what, despite however awful they might be. And that the real problem you need to worry about is people who are Nazis. And
Okay.
a little quotable quote here. Cockburn may feel that there's no place on Capitol Hill for sexy yetis, but I couldn't disagree more.
What?
Yeah. Cockburn may feel there's no place on Capitol Hill for sexy yetis, but I couldn't disagree more. The halls of government should be more than welcoming to people who are into bondage, people who are polyamorous, people who love puppy play and suspension and latex and leather and piercing, and yes, people who are interested in exploring Bigfoot's sex life. What it shouldn't be open to is purity tests about the consensual sexual activities and interests that politicians pursue in their personal lives. Well, that and white supremacy.
How do you follow something like that?
Follow what?
Something as stupid as that article.
Well, you started talking, so it's a pretty good follow-up so far.
I'm glad I could entertain you. Does anybody else have anything? Because if not, I think this is a good place to end the show, don't you?
Are you suggesting that you don't want to hear about the last one?
If you want to read it, you can.
Oh, I mean, I can. I'm just a little worried about you. You seem to be trying to, duck this.
Yes, of course I am. Yeah, I'll bring it up. You can read it.
I mean, if you'd rather I didn't read this, I won't. I mean, it's all up to you. I mean, if you're afraid of this story.
Why would I be afraid of the story?
Well, because it's titled Brown Recluse Bites Florida Man's Penis.
Well, I'm not in Florida, so
Yeah, but a brown recluse is a spider.
I'm not afraid of spiders.
Are you certain?
Yes.
Sarah, is he afraid of spiders? I was totally ignored there. Well, I know where I stand now.
Sarah.
Did she lose connection in the broadcast booth?
I don't know. She's waving at us and pointing to her headset.
So she lost connection in the broadcast booth then?
More than likely.
Well, tell her to take her pants off while we wait. So, the story. Brown recluse bites Florida man's penis. That picture actually I think just shows it all as far as I'm concerned. Michael
Yes.
Dumfrey of St. Augustine screamed out in pain, completely naked in the comfort of his own home with blinds drawn. A brown recluse spider had just sank its fangs into Dumfrey's penis. The pain was excruciating, he recalls. His unwelcome roommate scurried off onto the bed, and Michael Dumfrey entered a state of panic upon realizing his ultimate nightmare. Blood dripped from the puncture site, and Dumfrey knew it was only a matter of time before he went into shock. Unable to drive, he phoned 911 and was rushed immediately to the hospital for treatment. There he remained for 8 days, lucky enough to avoid skin necrosis and surgical intervention.
Ouch.
Amputation was my biggest fear, said Dumfrey. I'd give up both legs and an arm before my penis, he said. The spider had taken up quarters inside of his fleshlight and perceived Dumfrey's invading penis as a threat.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can.
you.
You're missing fleshlight spiders.
I'm leaving. I'm not doing that. No.
What's wrong with that?
No.
There was a brown recluse inside of his fleshlight.
I am reputed to be notoriously cold and cruel. Even I will not sink to that level.
So you're telling me you wouldn't sink your fangs into a man's dick if it threatened you?
No. That's just no.
So you're telling me the spider's more ruthless than you are?
It's a spider.
So let me reread this last line so you get the proper image in your head there, Sarah.
Oh dear God.
The spider had taken up quarters inside of his fleshlight and perceived Dumfrey's invading penis as a threat.
God.
Michael Dumfrey broke up with his girlfriend a few weeks prior and was enjoying life with his new toy leading up to the incident. Aside from some leftover swelling, everything was back to normal. When asked what he learned from the experience, he had this to say. You really got to be careful where you stick your dick, man. Danger lurks around every corner, I'm telling you. Wise words from a man who knows all too well the potential threat of what lies hidden inside of cozy, dark tunnels.
Oh my gosh.
Despite the terrifying incident, he remains smitten with his fleshlight and puts the blame squarely on his own shoulders. You just can't neglect something for long periods of time and expect everything to just be hunky-dory when you're ready to be intimate. I should have paid more attention and taken better care of her.
Oh my God.
Men, we shouldn't simply dive in glands first. Investigate your surroundings. Use the finger swipe technique to check for poisons. In this wide and wonderful universe, you never know what visitors came before you did.
that did you improvise, and how much of that was actually in the article?
No, that's in the
improvised-
article.
I improvised absolutely none of that.
He
There was
read
no
it
need.
word for word.
There was no need to improvise. It was all right there in black and white for me to cherish.
The writer of this article is brilliant.
Everyone, give Geronimo a round of applause.
That is really, really funny.
Oh god. Okay, so there's no topping that one.
No.
So okay, I do have a little bit of something though that I do need to talk to you for about. We need to actually start doing something about this IDL menace that is going on. Now I know, Trio, you have started turning people at random. I was thinking more along the lines of infiltration. Now, there is, like I said, I've been working on a heist. There is some top secret tech that is, and I'm putting it in quotes that you guys can't see because you're still looking at the screaming man after he got his penis bitten. So there are two buildings that are supposedly housing this tech.
What is the tech? Because I'm not going to waste my time stealing something stupid just so that you can have a trophy on your desk.
Like last time.
I use the hoverboard, thank you very much.
Oh my god, why did we get you a goddamn hoverboard? You can't just, like, instant transmission to the internet or something?
No, I don't do that.
Why
what
not?
the fuck is wrong with you?
It would imagine how much room you would have in the travel benefits.
Hold up, Sarah. Sarah.
Yes.
Big T better be wrong.
What did Big T say? Oh. No.
He had better be wrong.
No, it's not for Sparky's robot penis.
He better be 100. If you cannot tell me right now with complete honesty that we are not going to find robo-vibro attachments for your robot boyfriend. If you can't do that...
Are you guys going to actually listen?
It depends. Are you going to make us go get a vibrator?
No, I'm not going to make you go get a vibrator.
Cadence as it is, I trust her.
As far as I can tell, they are working on teleportation devices.
Right. Is it going to teleport your boyfriend's dick inside of you? Because, again, I'm not looking to help your sex life.
So I would like you guys to go into... The buildings are close, but they are two separate buildings. It's because one is in... they're trying to teleport between the two buildings. If you guys could, I don't know, get the platforms, bring them back here, maybe we can do something with them.
You want us to get multi-ton scientific devices and bring them to you?
Not multi-ton.
Any prototype is way bulkier than the original, than the actual final product.
Yes, I understand that. The platform is about 20 foot by 20 foot.
And you want us to bring you the platforms?
The hideout is big enough for both of them.
Yes, but that's going to be a real pain in the arse to carry back.
So bring some henchmen. That's what they're there for. Raz, go with Sarah. Sparky, you can go with the trio. Sparky can carry it by itself.
This is the absolute worst plan in the history of plans.
Why can't we just bring you the blueprints and destroy their prototypes?
Donald Trump's plan to have Mexico pay for a border wall is a better plan than this one.
Because I don't know if the buildings are holding the blueprints.
Then why don't we go and infiltrate them on a recon mission first?
So then do that.
Well, why didn't you say so, oh esteemed and powerful, gracious leader?
Because my idea is just to go in, grab, and leave.
Except you don't even know the layout.
Platforms.
She's got a point.
So bring some henchmen.
Yes.
Are you aware that when you're doing any sort of infiltrative mission like this one, where you're supposed to go in, sneak and peek, retrieval, that the more people you bring along, the less likely you are to actually succeed in your mission?
Not to mention the fact that there is a good chance that none of them have been trained for stealth.
None of them have been trained for anything. Our training budget is seriously lacking, and by lacking I mean not existent.
Antoine, you need to fix that.
Kind of like our health insurance.
You don't need health insurance. You're undead and can heal anything that damages you.
I'm
You made a
differently
promise.
alive, and you fucking promised.
You made a promise to Zach.
I'm not talking to Zach.
Ah, I see. Well, I'll be sure to keep that in mind, buddy boy, next time you ask me to do something for you.
If you guys want to do the infiltration thing, by all means. I was thinking you guys would want to have some fun and destroy a couple ideal, thugs.
What makes you think we won't?
I'm just saying.
What makes you think we haven't?
Oh, I know you have. I've seen the reports.
Keeps us busy. All right, come along, boys. Let's go and take care of this before he decides to somehow fuck it up.
He thought about it. It's pretty fucked up.
Yes, but a good fight might make everybody happy.
I've got a better idea that starts with F.
That comes after the fight.
We could fight first.
That's the idea.
I'll follow you anywhere then.
We'll be back later, Antoine.
Have a good time by yourself, buddy.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great. This has been the Army of Snarkness. I was joined by my co-hosts, the trio, and Sarah. Now, as before, if you'd like to subscribe to Antihero Broadcast, go right ahead. You can also follow Ishtar, which is a good friend of ours. She's in the chat. She's on Twitch. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, go torment people all you want, and have some fun with it. Kadant is dropping a couple links in the chat. She's going to spam it until she's tired of it. Antihero's in desperate need. Well, not desperate need, but definitely needs your help. Retweet, donate, do whatever you can. Help him out. He's an awesome person. So thank you very much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. And we hope you join us next time for Army of Snarkness. Have a good night, everyone.